Hi, this is a reading for Mercury retrograde in Virgo, starting on the 24th of August. Ashamed to say, I didn't memorise the date on which it ends. I think perhaps the 13th of September. Just having a little shuffle here. So yeah, that's a good wodge of time. About 3 weeks, isn't it? And yeah, I just wanted to have a little look at the energies for this. I mean, I'm a Virgo moon. I haven't got any prominent Mercury in my chart, or anything like that. I don't know what I'm talking about, really. I just find it all quite interesting. How many YouTubers will you hear admit that? I don't really know what I'm talking about. I know a little bit. So right, listen, what I'm going to do here is pull 3, possibly 4 major arcana, which I'm shuffling now, from this beautiful ancient Italian tarot. It's absolutely lovely. I've been working with this tarot for quite some time, so it's really, really nice. And then here I've got the minor arcana divided into its suits. So for each of the major arcana I'm going to pull, I will clarify with one from the pentacles, the wands, the swords and the cups, like that. So that's how the reading works here. So maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, who knows. Right, let's go. Okay, so first major arcana we're pulling is Temperance. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Balance. How can I say this? How can I possibly express the virtues of the Temperance card? My goodness, you can never do without this. You know, you're never in a situation, a life or death situation maybe, but other than that, there is no situation I can think of where temperance isn't really useful. So this is fantastic, sort of beneficial energy coming in here. Stuff getting, so I'm just going to like say what I'm getting here. Stuff getting kind of sieved and filtered through this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. You know, Virgo is a very thorough sign. It's Earth. I'm Taurus Sun, Virgo Moon. Yeah, it's very kind of, you know, down in the sod, in the clod of things. That's why Virgo has a reputation as a warrior. So whatever's happening here, it's thorough. Okay, Virgos are thorough. So that's wonderful, I think, but maybe that's just because I'm Virgo Moon, I don't know. Okay, next one we get is the Lovers in the reverse. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favourite cards to think about because there's such a lot going on here. I mean, the Lovers is about taking a choice that leads to a paradigm shift. Some choices can be undone, some can't in one lifetime. And again, I'm back to sort of life or death. You know, that can't be undone. But it's not only that can't be undone. You know, some things just can't. And that's karma. That's what karma means. Action. Karma doesn't mean punishment and reward. That's part of karma. But the essence of the word karma is action. And what we see happening here in the Lovers card is an active choice to go one of 2 ways. Okay, we've got the lad here with his mother and his girlfriend. It's like, which way is he going to go? But look at that above his head, that little cherub. You know, once that arrow finds its mark, all bets are off. Okay, so we've got 2 things going on here, really. We've got human choice and free will, and in what's happening with the lad here in the middle, but also in this cherub, depicted in Vedic lore as Kama, C-A-M-A. That's the Kama Sutra, not the Karma Sutra. this camera is akin to the Romano-Greco, if I may, Cupid or Eros. It's this kind of unreasonable, non-negotiable, kind of chemical thing about desire, and it's always part of the mix. And this card really is about kind of weighing out, again, sieving, filtering what is controllable and what is not controllable. Okay, so it says, yeah, there's a lot going on in the Lovers card, but here it's in the reverse. So there's a kind of turning away from all that effort, maybe. Let's read on. Let's see what comes next. Okay, here we've got the Moon in the reverse. So this complex stuff going on in the Lovers in reverse. I mean, it's complex even when it's in the upright, but in the reverse, I mean, when a card comes out in reverse, by the way, in the minor arcana here, I don't take reversals when I'm clarifying with the minor arcana, just to say. With reversals, a reversal of something is either the negation of it or the absence of it. It's either just not having it or actively rejecting it. It can be one of those two things. Or sometimes it can be something from the past as well, or a sort of subtext. So there's a lot going on in reversals. But with the Moon in reverse here, it really is like there's a kind of, I mean, the Moon ebbs and flows, desire ebbs and flows. Do we go this way or do we go this way? You know, this endless sort of dualism, and the Moon and the endless rising and the falling of the tides, and the endless sort of cycle of the Moon. I mean, it's not endless, nothing's endless, but anyway, it looks like the end of that. It looks like something is being like proper, final, filtered out and kind of distilled. There's a distillation process going on, I'm feeling, through this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. It's a good thing. It's kind of burning off the impurities, filtering out the impurities, or what people like to phrase as that which no longer serves you. That always makes me laugh. It's like, I'm a Buddhist. That which no longer serves you. Yeah, like it's all here to serve us. And if it doesn't serve us, we can just, oh God, I don't know. It's just, I'm really worried about that. Anyway, so that's what I'm getting from that. I think I'm going to stop on the major arcana for now. Pop that over there. Might put another one. But I think I've seen enough here to start clarifying. So, do you know what? I'm going to do it backwards. Usually I start here and then here and then here, but I'm going to clarify in a different order today. I'm going to start off with the Moon in reverse here, because this, I feel, Temperance is kind of underpinning it all. And now I say that, I am going to pull the fourth card. Okay, we've got the Star in reverse. Oops, sorry. Camera upside down. That's a bit of a downer. I'm not going to lie, that is a bit of a downer. But, God, goodness me. I mean, maybe this distillation process, this kind of filtration process, is like fine mesh filter. Maybe it's even taking certain things in which we have held great hope and great faith, because that's what the star represents, hope and faith, and the invulnerability of being possessed and full of hope and faith. I mean, she's stark bollock there, but you know, no worries. She knows what she's doing, and she knows why she's there. And when it's reversed, flipping heck. Yeah, it looks like a big old clean out, actually. And I'm going to be frank, it doesn't look particularly comfortable. So see you later. Thanks for watching. No, it doesn't. But as I say, underpinning it all is this temperance, this balancing out. And it's a flowing process. And I'm always interested when I get temperance and the star in the same reading, which I often do, because look at the similarities there. We've got two vessels and we've got stuff pouring. Well, here in and out, here just out. So maybe unusually, for the way I interpret the star in reverse, maybe here this is a kind of ending of that great line from, I think it's a U2 song, when he goes, and you give yourself away, and you give, and yeah, this is just like giving away, and it's like, no, we're keeping this in house. Here, this fluid is, I mean, goodness knows what the physics is of that move there. Unfeasible, but you know, we're not dealing necessarily with the feasible here, are we? So, you know, it's contained. It's like a kind of closed circuit. Nothing's coming in, nothing's going out, but it's moving. So it's that balance between stasis. I mean, look at her. She ain't budging, man. And then there's this endless flow. It's a bit like Two of Pentacles-y. This endless flow of the fluid, which is the stuff of life, the elixir, from one vessel to the other. This is in-house, you see. This is the contained self. All of this is sort of quite chaotic. But I think none of this really can affect this. This is underpinning it all, and this is great news for this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So I'm going to start pulling now. I'm going to leave the star to one side. I'm going to the star in reverse. I'm going to start with the moon in reverse. Okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Oh man, Three of Swords. Oh, can make it up. 3 5s. Look at that. There's a lot of pain here. Oh my God. There's self-abandonment. There's inner conflict. There's heartbreak. And there's just grief. There's so much pain here. And I feel all of this, like, clarifying the moon in reverse. This is drainage, man. This is drainage. This is an internal system, a psychological or emotional system that has been running round and round, a cyclical thing that has kept you, for want of a better word, kept one. Look how old English. So it's kept one trapped for a very long time, for a really long time. Something's draining out of this. I'm getting the image now of like cheesecloth or muslin, and this really kind of, you know how they made cheese in the old days, where they'd hang it up in those like muslin cheesecloth bags and let it just drip and drip and drip in these cellars where it's really cool and really quiet, and just this beautiful soft dripping of the liquid away from the cheese through the linen. That's what I'm getting from this. There's a lot of pain draining out here. Whew. Okay, right, let's go over to the Lovers, because this is all about choice. This is all about the dialectic of choice and choicelessness. Because when it, you know, in the matter of desire, basically desire for other humans, one would hope. Sorry. When you feel it, you feel it. No. When you feel it, you feel it. And there's really not a lot you can do about it. You know, if you feel it for someone, you just feel it for them, don't you? And if you don't, you don't. And that doesn't really change. Other aspects can change, but that doesn't really change. And there's not a lot you can do about it. And then it's just a question of management. But anyway, let's put on this dialectic in reverse. May I remind myself. Oof. Right, well, that tells me there's no choice to be made. I'm not going to talk much about this, I think, because this is just like a little quartet of pain. I'm just going to leave that where it is and let it drain out with the moon in reverse. Okay, King of Pentacles here on the Lovers in reverse. We've got everything we want. We don't need to take a choice. We don't need to deal with this dialect. There's a unification happening here of that dialectic. It's coming into a, I don't know the right word, but it's coming into union. Two is becoming one here between what we want to do and what we have to do. Okay, it's coming into, it's like a Venn diagram. It's like two like discs just like closing over each other and becoming one. That's what I see here in the King of Pentacles. Like there's just riches banked up here, man. You don't need to go and get any more. You've got everything you need here. Right. Wow. A sprout. Okay, but this is young, so they're like the student, the page of wands, the student, the trainee. We're really moving into a new kind of paradigm, and then the possibility is here for wonderful new ways of thinking and looking at things, new perspectives. All right, that's what I'm getting from this, new perspectives. So what this is telling me is to allow yourself to explore. Allow yourself to explore. Allow yourself to kind of perhaps dream a little bit and just try out different ideas for size. You know, if you have an idea for something, just imagine yourself having attained it, having done it, having manifested it. Imagine it being real and just see what that feels like. See what it feels like. Yeah, like broaden your horizons, broaden your perspective here in the Page of Wands. Okay, Two of Swords. Well, I want to say it might be a lot more than two, but you know, of course the other cards are their own meaning, but you might be a little bit kind of yeah, blinded by choice, or what do they call it, choice paralysis, and sort of not know what way to go. But I'm not getting any sense of urgency here. I've got to say this, but we are talking about a 3-week period, but you know, goodness knows, it's just the energy of it. It's not an exact business, is it? Okay, oh, hold on, I'm going to get the cups. So, okay, King of Cups. Yeah, I would say allow yourself to explore new perspectives here in the Page of Wands. Because as this drains away, you see, the moon in reverse here, as that drains away, it's going to reveal things. That's what happens when a body of water drains away. Basically, sorry, it sounds so stupid. You see what's under it. You see what's under it. And this is going to bring you great, like, emotional strength, if you like. You know, emotional sort of power, emotional, because, you know, once you see something and you see it for what it is, and perhaps there might be, when something drains away and you see what's underneath, or when something ceases to be obscured and you see what's underneath, sometimes it can be a bit of a surprise or a bit of a shock or whatever, you know, good or bad, but you know, there's often like an emotional reaction to what emerges as it drains. But it looks like with King of Cups here, You have the choice, all right, in the Two of Swords here, you have the choice to react during this period to what ends up in your panning dish, yeah, when you've washed away all the extraneous stuff, what ends up there. You've got the choice to, or what ends up in your mesh once the filtration process is done. You've got the choice to continue this. And so every time I see the Five of Swords, the phrase feeling sorry for oneself comes to my mind. It really does. There's such sort of churlishness here. I know this has to happen for a period when there's a loss, but the symbolism of this card shows that even with a loss, all is not lost, and all is never lost. Never. I mean, certain things do cease to be possible after a while on certain fronts. But if you've got a really open mind and a broad mind and an open spirit, you know, you can turn yourself around and look at these two cups anytime you like. And that's what I'm seeing here in this combination of the Two of Swords and the King of Cups. You've got the choice to go back into a kind of grief-laden space and to look at what emerges and go, oh no, look at that, look at that. Or you can adopt a more neutral and emotionally, what would be the word, tempered approach, because it's clearly here, it's possible, like it's in the energy, and then who knows what can come. Now, I'm not pulling on this, I'm going to have a quick look at this. Okay, look at that. I'm so glad. Queen of Pentacles. What I'm seeing here at this time now, in the context of the Queen of Pentacles having come out, we'll see what comes out subsequently, but what I'm seeing here in the Star in Reverse now in the context of the Queen of Pentacles is some perhaps outdated kind of emotional, psychological or spiritual, like of the mind and the heart, of the heart-mind stuff goes. It don't make it through the mesh. But in doing that, what does make it through the mesh, that kind of elixir that makes it through the mesh when all the stuff's been filtered out, when all the gunk's been filtered out. Goodness me, what wealth this brings. Goodness me. And yeah, real establishment here. She's not looking around. There's no sense of her feeling in any way kind of questioning or, you know, anything. She's just there. That's her throne. That's her pentacle. And that's her beautiful queendom. And it is so. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's move on. Okay. Nine of Wands. Right, I'm going to come back to that. Six of Swords. And more choice paralysis. And the Seven of Cups. Okay, interesting. Right. Okay. Nine of Wands for me is not so much a card of defensiveness. That's part of it. But what I'm always struck by is the fact that he's standing there holding one of the 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh well, no, one of the 9. Okay. Right, hold on. So he's chosen one. He's holding on to one. And at that point in this card, in the state this bloke's in, he's been beaten up and everything, he's like a bit traumatised there. It doesn't really matter which one he pulls. Okay? It doesn't really matter. It's just so that he's got one. He didn't spend a lot of time choosing which one to grab. So there's a kind of, in a sense, everything being up for grabs here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you choose. All right. Hold on. I'm not sure that what I just said is right, actually. It doesn't matter what you choose. Perhaps it's more be careful what you choose. Six of Swords. Okay, so we've got 1 sword and 5 swords here. We've also got 2 swords and 4. Sorry, something about this has really thrown me. Something about the rest of this reading has really thrown me, and I need to work out what it is. There's a change of thinking here in the 6 of Swords, but it's not a change of thinking that has come through a pleasant process. Okay, you know, this is like a boat person. Yeah, this is like someone coming across the English Channel. We've got a lot of people coming across the English Channel at the moment. There's a kind of fleeing from disaster sort of energy here, or fleeing from something bad, from a bad situation. I mean, nice and quiet and effectively, but nonetheless, it's not a sort of triumphant journey. It's quiet because it needs to be. Sorry for the long silence. I'm really trying to intuit what this combo is about, because I wasn't expecting it after the kind of the certainty and the confidence of the Queen of Pentacles here. Right. I think in the same way that Temperance here kind of trumps anything else that comes, because it's the underlying factor. I'm getting the same feeling here of the Queen of Pentacles. However, she is up against a quite powerful, maybe sort of depressive kind of energy in the Star in reverse. She's got her work cut out, because it's going to be difficult to let go. Okay, it's going to be difficult to let go and kind of move into this new energy, this King of Pentacles, this Page of Wands. It's going to be really quite difficult, because this is long-standing stuff. Whatever it is, it's long-standing stuff. And that's why we need an entity as powerful as the Angel of Temperance to underscore and kind of hold the space of this transformation. So I think what's coming up is possibly not going to be at face value particularly smooth or particularly comfortable. It might be smooth because the filtration process can be smooth, but basically a load of gunk is being flushed out the system, and as it's in Virgo, it is, as I say, a very, very thorough job. And yeah, there's a kind of purge coming up. I mean, not, you know, not some sort of horrible thing like happens if you do ayahuasca and you're like chucking your guts up and that, not like that. But basically, by the end of this Mercury retrograde in Virgo, you're not going to be seeing things like you were at the beginning. And some of it runs pretty deep. It runs pretty deep. So remember this matter here about the choice to have for your response to this, for you, what it's like for you, you have the choice as to whether your response to it is primarily emotional or kind of growth and spiritual, basically. It's like, what can you learn from this? Like, what is actually happening? Rather than simply focusing primarily on the emotional aspect. And I'm getting that message really strongly from the King of Cups here. Temperance, temperance. Right? Basta così. Just nice and steady. Nice and steady. That energy is there if you choose Two of Swords to engage with it. So that's what I got for that. Thank you so much for watching. As per, the YouTube algorithm feeds off engagement, so if you feel like it, drop a like or whatever you want. All right, good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.